This is another one of those spots that I have driven past multiple times and never actually stopped at, and that is Mammoth Mountain or Mammoth Lakes. Today I'm gonna go check and see if I can hike Devil's Post Pile and Rainbow Falls. I need to go into the Welcome Center and I believe buy a shuttle ticket, which I believe is about $15, and the shuttle runs every, I think, I don't know, half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. I'm gonna go find out all of the information that I need to know and go from there. So kind of a bummer, Devil's Post Pile and Rainbow Falls are closed. They are only open on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is Friday. He did give me a map though, 2 maps actually, and he suggested if I'm looking for a hike that I go back to Convict Lake, and it's like a 3-mile, it's a 3-mile hike. I use the term hike loosely because he said part of it is shaded and part of it is in the sun and part of it's dusty, but it's super easy, beautiful lake. So he suggested that, or going up here to all of these lakes and taking the shuttle bus and going around Lake Horseshoe, or Horseshoe Lake rather. And he said these are all really beautiful also, but that there's a lot of snowpack up there, so just to be careful. He said, but the best bet would be Convict Lake. So I'm gonna go back and do Convict Lake, do a little hike. Yeah, let's go to Convict Lake. Crazy thing is, I don't know why I make plans for my road trips anymore, because things just never seem to work out how I want them to, and so I should just let the cookie crumble as it will and let things kind of just happen organically. I'm learning. It's a learning process, but I am going to make my way back down over to Convict Lake.
Just to see you, fight for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you.
So Convict Lake is about 4 miles south of Mammoth and really quick and easy to get there. Let's go for a hike. There's plenty of parking here at the upper parking lot by the campground. And here's the lake. So from the parking lot, I'm not exactly sure where the hiking trail begins. So we're just gonna kind of wing it. What did I say? Doing things organically, right? Well, this is me doing things organically. I have no clue where I'm going. Maybe right there. And this area is bear country, and I'm sure there's snakes. I have no idea if I'm going the right way. There is a trail that I am following, but I just don't know where I'm going. Hopefully to the water. Looks like there's a bigger trail right here. All right, so I think I found the trail. Let's go. There's all these little cove areas right there that it looks like you can go down to the water's edge and fish. I do want to get up close to the water because I think that this lake is actually pretty clear. Wow. Nature never ceases to amaze me. Just got to be careful where you go because there's people everywhere. And you can paddleboard, kayak, boat in this lake as well. And there's camping in the area too for, I believe it was $22 a night. This is sort of the end of the line here as far as parking goes. And it looks like this is the trailhead. That way you can get in the water. That way is the loop. So it looks like this is strictly a walking trail. No bikes. There's some people swimming back there, and based on their reaction when they got in the water's probably very cold. I will go down there and give it a little feel. Wow. There is pretty steep cliffs in parts of the hike, but the trail is wide enough, so I don't think that should be an issue, but just in case, be careful. This area right here is pretty wet, probably from just runoff from the hillside, but I imagine it probably gets pretty slippery right there. So just pay attention. And look how blue that water is. I have heard that this lake can get pretty crowded, like the water can get pretty crowded with boating activity, but it's actually not bad today. Like, I've heard people who come out here to paddleboard or kayak say there's just too much boat activity, but today's actually pretty mellow and the temperature is perfect. It's about 75, somewhere around there. At least that's what it was when I left the truck. I just want to stare at the water, but I need to watch my step because there are rocks everywhere and I don't want to go tumbling down. I think this section that I'm coming up on is probably one of the more popular spots. Looks like there might be some beachy areas. It's on the other end of the lake. And we're going through this little forest. Here's a little creek crossing. Whew. Yeah. I'd say that water is cold. These two little creeks right here actually come together to form one, and there's the inlet right there to the lake. Now, if I can get back up here, all of these are all snow melt from the big mountains behind the lake coming in. It's a lot of melted snow. Looks like this area right here is pretty washed out. I don't know if that was intentional or from just all the water rushing through, but it definitely looks like this whole area used to be a walkway. Ooh. That water is cold. My feet are numb. Like, that water is bone chilling. That's how cold it is. I'm gonna call this good. I'm gonna make my way back, probably find a little beachy area and just take a little sit down and have some snacks. Even though this was not on the agenda for today, I'm so glad that I decided to come out here and check out Convict Lake. I had originally planned on coming out here and doing Devil's Post Pile, and last minute I decided against Convict Lake and just doing Devil's Post Pile and Rainbow Falls. But because they were closed, I was kind of forced to come out here, and I'm glad I did. It's absolutely beautiful out here. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the lake, eat some jerky, and take it all in. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my adventures. I hope that you will consider subscribing, liking the video, and yeah, get out there and adventure. Do some adventures of your own.